Okay, this is our Mother's Day present to our moms. We're going to give you the official first garden tour of 2020, Southside Studders Garden. Check us out on YouTube whenever we get to it. So first we have these kiddie pools. And there's actually 3 of them down here. Roy built this trellis. So we have beans growing along the trellis. I'm sorry, we have peas growing along the trellis. You could kind of see how they are reaching for the pole. And that one looks like he's got a couple tendrils around it. We also have onions in here. Hopefully you could see all of those. I'll get to the other side. These are also onions in this bed coming up. You can probably see it a little better this way. I don't know, but
those are Walla Wallas.
These are Walla Wallas, onions. We have more peas. I don't know why he's reaching, but this guy already got his tendrils on that one, so I'm not going to mess him up. We got more peas.
That's a bean plant.
Bean.
Right here, this one.
That's the bean plant. Pea, bean. On the other side of there is kale.
And radishes.
And radishes. This is the kale. And then the rest of these are radishes. Baby's coming up. We just direct sowed. These are more of the onions. More peas. They're reaching for something. Surprise guest, Mr. Wasp, we are employing to eat the insects, so I'm not going to bother him. So the goal is for the beans to grow up those poles, which is why they are there, obviously. So there's the 3 tubs. Right in this little thing, I have some calendula and marigolds coming through. I'm not sure I see any marigolds in there, but the calendulas are coming up. And self-wicking tubs that Roy made himself. And we have zucchini in these 3 5-gallon tubs.
That one didn't make it.
This one is trying to come up, but I don't think it made it past the freeze, so we're probably going to have to do something else in there. These baby pools are full of radish. No, what's in here?
This is turnips. Bring the camera in close. Oh, from this.
Sorry, Mom.
You could see.
These are our radishes, and look.
No, it's not. It's a turnip.
I mean turnips.
They're big.
And look how big they are. We also.
That's collard greens.
These are collard greens, which are doing pretty good, and I am eating them. Of course, Roy's not letting me touch the babies until they get bigger.
Those are lettuces.
These are our lettuces, which are looking very nice and tasty today. But again, there's another turnip. And we got a couple beet plants in here.
Oh, yeah. Those are Detroit red.
Our Detroit red beets. I'm not sure if I'm getting it in the picture here. Oh. You guys are going to be dizzy while you're watching this.
Oh, look at that.
And this is our prize-winning broccoli.
It's got broccoli right there in the middle already. It's
already got tiny broccoli growing in the middle. This is our greenhouse, which has all of our starts in it. And then we threw a bunch of stuff in it last night. We have peanuts growing in here. And watermelon, cantaloupe, more cucumbers. And it's all doing pretty good.
Oh, the cucumbers are gonna grow on this trellis right there when they get ready.
And as Roy pointed out, when they get old enough, we are also planting the cucumbers along the trellis so they can grow up along that. This is.
Murdered my onion plant.
We also have these 2 raised beds here. The onion that Roy says I murdered, but I just had with my salad and my meal the other day, but I guess I should have pulled the whole plant instead of just clipping it. We also have kale here. Actually, some of those look like weeds, but we'll get rid of those. But yeah, our kale's popping up here. I planted some beans also on the inside of the bed, but I don't know if they made it. I think they're gonna die from the frost that we had yesterday because we didn't cover this bed or this bed.
You missed the spinach and.
We also have more spinach growing in here that we direct sowed.
And that's lettuce, more lettuce.
And more lettuce that we direct sowed. A lot of stuff we started, you guys know that. In this
is
bed,
celery.
we have celery coming up.
And that's like a volunteer celery plant.
Didn't even plant it, just decided to pick our.
This is a weed. But these are all turnips.
These are all turnips in the middle of the bed.
And this. Oh, those are collard greens.
These are collard greens in this row again. Looks like there might be some more celery coming up in the corner back there. Let's take a look at these fabric pots. Have potatoes in them.
Oh.
So these guys are doing really good. What varieties are these?
I don't remember the names, but there's like some
We got
purple ones, some
couple
pink
different
ones,
kinds.
some brown ones.
Potatoes, purple, pink, brown. These guys
Some
are
fingerling potatoes.
fingerling
I
potatoes.
don't remember.
This is another kale pot. This is one I've been eating off of, but I just can't wait for it to grow. It's just been too cold, I guess.
Oh, that's cilantro.
That's our cilantro, which is taking off pretty good. That I don't even think we covered up last night.
No, that's good and cool.
These are our sunflowers, which I mistakenly put like 3 sunflowers per pot. But you could see these are mammoth. And then we have giant gray stripe. And I don't know. These are kaleidoscope carrots.
They're coming up.
And they are coming up. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Maybe you'll be able to see these guys a little better. But there's some carrots in there. We got 3 of those going. So, and then we have another little guy coming, trying to bust through here. So we have another little greenhouse that just has some more starts. We got a lot of peppers in there.
My strawberry turtle.
And we have a strawberry turtle. It used to be a sandbox, but it used to be Sammy's. May he rest in peace. So we planted strawberries there, so we'll still be able to enjoy it in memory of him.
Oh, and then my herb garden.
And going along with, I guess, the oregano, we have the herb garden with dill.
There's more cilantro.
More cilantro, I thought so. And
oregano. Oh, that is so good too.
And that's taken off. And then
and then spearmint.
we do have spearmint, which was gifted to us. And it looks like we got a couple parsleys down here growing.
My strawberry tower.
Let me show you what Roy built, his strawberry tower.
With fingerling potatoes
With
in
fingerling potatoes in the middle. So there's strawberries going to be growing on the outside. it looks like one's trying to flower up out here. And then we got potatoes. The carrot box, which is doing really good. A lot of carrots are coming up in this puppy. And then we're going to take you over to our Pride and Joy that Roy built, the trellis. Or, yeah, I guess the archway into the garden. So along here we have beans that, peas or beans? Beans that were planted. We have some that are just starting to pop through. Strong beans, they're like breaking through the ground. We only want the healthy ones. Oh, welcome. We even got the welcome gnome. I have some these aren't marigolds. What are these? Zinnias? No, these are marigolds.
They look like they look like zinnias. Marigolds have the kind of tomatoey looking leaf.
Okay. Well, we got some flowers, and surprisingly, they're doing really well in the shade because this area doesn't get a lot of light. So, note to self, because those are the same kind of flowers that I planted in these beds, but they're not doing as hot. This is also where we planted the turmeric, as well as I think we even put some more.
It's all flowers, really.
I thought I put some beets in here.
I don't see no beets.
But this is pretty much going to be all flowers. So we're just waiting for them to open up. Peppers. Oh, Roy made these nice bean
Those are peas.
pea pots with some what are those things called?
They're like teepee trellises.
Teepee trellises. So those guys will be growing long. Another strawberry plant. And peppers. This is our owl that my mom gave us to keep the rodents away, which appears to be working. My sweet basil is starting to come up a little bit. The calendula, so you can see with the calendula flower, it's supposed to be like a good herbal medicinal plant. So I got some more
Those are
carrots coming up in here. I really shouldn't have planted them in there, but these are marigolds. But a couple of them, I don't know, a couple of them are dying back, it looks like.
That's probably from the cold.
Probably from the freeze. We did cover the area, but.
Oh, the lettuce is back there.
And
the
we
purple fingerling potatoes.
Have more peppers in this bed, which we covered all this stuff up, and I think it's gonna be okay. It's just the weather is just terrible, so we covered that so the rabbits couldn't eat on it.
The squirrels.
Or squirrels. We got some more tomato plants back here that we with the was that a pepper next to it?
No, those are beans next to them.
Which have more beans. Doing a lot of companion planting so that they can get all the good nitrogen. And in here we have spinach, more spinach coming up. This was all direct sowed. And then here we have our nice leafy greens. We have two different kinds of lettuce, black-seeded Simpson and butternut crunch or something like that. So this is kind of like our microgreens, I guess. Our salads.
Purple fingerling potatoes.
And then Roy's got more purple fingerling potatoes coming up here. And these two at the bottom, we are going to be planting something in. I was wanting to plant flowers, but I think this is where we're going to put the melons, the cantaloupe, and the watermelon.
The sugar baby.
The sugar baby watermelons. They're not going to be real big. So we're gonna plant them, and then hopefully they'll grow over the trellis. And then we'll plant some on the other side, and that should grow over the trellis. And so hopefully it'll look really nice when it's done. And I think that's about...
No, you didn't put these boxes.
I thought I did, but